Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hello, my name is Rain. I am so excited for this video. I have wanted to make a sleepover video for so long, and this video is for the girls. Yes, I feel like as I'm approaching the age of 25, which sounds wild to say out loud, I feel like I crave girly sleepovers like in a way I have never craved before. And like, I don't know, I feel like having a sleepover like really heals like an inner child. I have some friends, but I can't have sleepovers with anyone at the current moment. Like, all my friends live pretty far away and there's just no sleepovers happening, which makes me really sad. And I think it's really funny because when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of sleepovers. Like, I was always so like socially awkward, and there was always this like thing about myself where I just didn't enjoy sleepovers at the time. And as I grow older and I get to understand myself, things make sense. Things make sense. To this day, I am still a really weird person when it comes to sharing space with someone, but I miss sleepovers. I wanted to start this night off by just having some like girl chat, like talking about some drama, talking about some tea, but I'm going to be coloring in this Hello Kitty advanced coloring book. I got this from Five Below and I love it. It's so fun. But the most exciting part is that I just recently bought a giant pack of alcohol-based markers. Like, look at this. This is crazy. And what's even crazier is that I got this for $21. Can you believe that? I got this from TJ Maxx. They have their yellow tag sales. If you don't know what the yellow tag sale is, run to TJ Maxx. Just go right now. Like, I'm sure the stuff is still on clearance. So anyways, these were originally $75. I got them for $21. So I've been like itching to use them, and I thought this coloring book would be perfect. Tonight I'm going to be coloring this page. I almost wish I had like another camera so I could like put something in this video so you could see me coloring at the same time, but we're not there yet, y'all. We're not there yet. I'm gonna get started with some like drama points that I want to talk about. Like, I feel like that's a nice, fun, juicy way to get this started. Friendships have been so weird. Like, I feel like it's really hard for me to make friends as an adult, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way, but like, genuinely, it is so freaking hard to put yourself out there, because like, if you aren't meeting your friends from work or from like clubs, or like you have friends from school or whatever, it's really difficult to make a new friend if you're not signing yourself to be a part of something else that's like frequently social. The thing is, like, where I live, the only good, and I put that in weird parentheses, the only like good place is like meeting people at the bar, and there's not a lot of people my age in this area. Like, they've all moved away, or they're at college, or like in some other area, so it's really hard for me to find someone new and be friends with them. And honestly, as the years have gone by, like, I've been okay with that. I've accepted that, but it sucks because it's like, I want to meet people and have like a close connection with them. Like, I want a friend that I can hang out with and we can have fun together and like talk about our lives, talk about drama, all that fun stuff. Like, ugh, it just makes me miss girlhood to a whole nother level. I also just want to say, like, as a little disclaimer, like, I do have some amazing friends, and like I mentioned earlier, like, I wish I could hang out with them, but it's really hard to do that with our lives, and that's okay. I don't hold that against them, but a part of me is like, man, I wish I was like closer with my friends. And that's such an interesting talking point, because like, obviously to maintain friendship, you it works both ways. Like, you have to put in just as much effort as the other person. But that's like something that I kind of wanted to point out. It's like, why are people so weird lately? Like, I saw a TikTok and it was like a girl who was like, oh my gosh, I think you're so pretty. Like, where did you get your outfit? It's so pretty. It looks so good on you. And then the other girl was just like, okay. And it's like, are y'all actually out here acting like that? Like, that's so weird. Like, never in my life can I imagine like acting like that. Aren't you embarrassed? Like, that's crazy. But it also made me realize like some of the people that I thought they were so cool and I wanted to be friends with them ended up being like kind of pretentious people, if I'm being honest. Sometimes you meet someone and you're like charismatically attracted to this person because they just seem so cool in your mind, and then they like say something validating about you, so then of course you're like, oh my gosh, like this person wants to be my friend. And then you start to form a friendship, but then you realize like, okay, also pausing myself right now, I know this does not apply to all friendships, but I do think there's a big problem with people being really self-centered, and they like make friends to be an asset of themselves. Of course, this is going to be a rambling video, like what else? But like, it's kind of wild how some people will just use their own friends as tools to make themselves feel better or to put themselves in a higher position, and not have any regard for the fact that like these are people's feelings. Like, people like are actually hurt by those types of actions, and then they try to disguise it as like, oh, don't you want what's best for me? And it's like, well, duh, of course I want to see you succeed, but like, why don't you care about what's going on in my life, you know? Like, and it feels weird to talk about because of course nobody who's hurting wants to be perceived as like an attention seeker or be perceived as self-centered themselves, but like some people will make you feel that way, and that's not right. I also think we should talk about being male-centered. So this is definitely like a bigger topic for another video that I wanted to make sometime in the future, but I think it's fair to say a lot of women have experienced this. They meet a friend and the friendship feels really nice, and then you realize this friend is male-centered, as in like they thrive off of male attention. And let me be really clear here. I do not stand for slut shaming or to make anyone feel bad about their dating life or their preferences or how they want to present themselves, how they feel romantically about anything. Like, no hate whatsoever on the way that someone lives their life. However, I do think it's a little problematic to put men so high on a pedestal. Not even a pedestal, what am I saying? Like, you think of men so highly that you're willing to give up your own identity for them and put your friends and acquaintances and whoever like in a shittier position just so you as a male-centered person can go after a man. Like, that feels so weird to me. Like, not only does that feel like it's just disrespectful to the friends and people around you, but at the same time it's like, girl, like, take care of yourself. Like, I don't even think like being male-centered is a trait that simply just means that like you are attracted to men and you get validation from men. It's so much deeper and darker than that. Like, it's like, I think it really is just like the whole idea of like giving up so much of your life just so you can feel special through the validation of someone else. And it's so weird because it's like, as humans, obviously we want validation, we want to feel reassured, we want to feel cared for, we want attention. Those feelings and desires are normal, and we need to stop being so ashamed of asking for love when we need it. But chasing love as if it's like a prize, no. You should be accepting like love and attention in your life in a way that's like genuinely fulfilling, and that's gonna look different depending on the person. And difference is good. Variability is good. It helps you learn more about people. It helps you learn more about yourself. You should be protecting yourself and how you embody yourself. Like, do not let another person have any impact on that or your identity as a person. But while we're on the topic of relationships, let's talk about that. That's always fun. I'm personally in a very healthy and loving relationship, and I could sit here and gush about my boyfriend all day. He might be watching this, even though this is a girls only video. What are you doing here? I also, like, I think it's really important that as people in a relationship, we should be individuals outside of our relationship as well. Like, I think love is beautiful. I love love, and I have so much love for everyone in my life, but I also really value my own personal time and who I am when I'm like by myself or when I'm around certain people, because that's the thing. Like, I feel like we all have like different types of ourselves when we're around different types of people, and it's not like that's like a personality disorder or anything like that. It just means like we as humans are like will naturally just like change our reactions and emotions and behaviors just based on who we're around. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like having a relationship with yourself is a really important factor if you want to make a romantic relationship work. I think relationships can be tricky if you're in a position where you're not taking care of yourself, because if you're constantly struggling with mental health and you pursue something that, in my opinion, relationships are a lot of work. Even the best ones, like, you still have to put in a generous amount of effort. And that's a good thing. That shouldn't be a negative thing. But relationships require like a lot of communication and trust and building a foundation for you and your significant other, that like you get to know each other more and you make time for each other and you get to learn more about each other. So that's a really big thing. And if you're in a position where your mental health holds you back from truly experiencing the joys of all that, I think it's best for people to say to themselves like, hey, it's okay that I'm not in a relationship. You can still be loved by people and you can still be pursued romantically if that's something that seems like desirable to you. But I do think if you want to make a relationship work, you need to have time, you need to have good communication skills, and you need to understand that like sometimes life events happen and that can make things stressful. And if you are in a position where you're stressed, you shouldn't be taking that out on your relationship. You shouldn't be taking that out on people, period. I'm so lucky to be in a position where I can be very authentic and myself, and I have so much love to give to the person I'm with. And I'm really happy that in more recent years, I've been able to take care of myself and make sure that I'm doing okay. And when I'm not, I'm very open about it, because that's the other thing. This is talking about bad relationships, but if you are in a relationship and you feel like you can't tell your significant other when you're going through something because that's like out of fear or out of shame, or you feel like you're being too annoying, or you're like, oh, it's not big of a deal, like this person's going through like something big, like blah, 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 blah. Like, whatever excuse you have, if you feel like you cannot open up to the person you are dating, why are you dating this person? I see so much online about people like hating on avoidance, and I think that's like another video that I really want to talk about. But like, let's put attachment styles aside, let's put like mental illness, let's put life aside, let's put like all the other factors aside. If you don't want to communicate or be around someone to the point where it makes you decide that you're just like not gonna talk to a person, why open yourself up in the first place? This goes for like anybody who does this. Like, I will never wrap my head around people who think it's okay to just like string people along, essentially, whether that's like romantic or like platonic or like even in business, I guess. Like, it's just like weird. Sleepover time would not be complete without some juicy gossip and a crazy story. So I'm gonna tell y'all about the time I got invited to a physical fight. So the story goes, a few years back, I was in this friend group and we were hanging out pretty frequently, and we were meeting like new friends to be a part of this group very often. It was just like everyone who knew each other in the area, of course, knew each other. Like, I'm in a small town, so this is pretty common. But we would all hang out at my one friend's house, and one day we're all there together, and I hear someone mention a name. To protect the identity of everyone in this story, I'm gonna call this girl Amy. So I've heard things about Amy, like I've heard some good things, some bad things, and I hear somebody say that they're gonna invite Amy, so I'm like, okay, like I'm hyped, I can't wait to meet this elusive Amy. Amy shows up to this friend's house, and the friend is like, oh hey, like, so good to see you, blah 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 blah. Very shortly after that, my friend, we'll call him Rick notices that his cat is missing. So Rick is like, have any of you guys seen my cat? And like, me and everyone else are looking for Rick's cat, but then we can't find the cat. And Amy's sitting there and she's like, why do you care? It's a cat. Which is like weird to say in the first place. So like, kind of like my first impression of her wasn't a good one. I was just like, girl, like, don't be a bitch. Come help us look for this freaking cat. Of course, she didn't go look for the cat with us, so blah, 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 blah. We find the cat outside, but the cat was not supposed to be outside at that current moment. So, like, Rick is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Thank you, everyone, for helping me find my cat. But Amy's just like, oh, that's the cat? Yeah, I let the cat outside. Girl, what? What? So, that being said, of course there were negative things I heard about Amy, but that moment in itself is what really made me dislike this person. I felt like she didn't have respect for others, and the way she talked during the rest of that party, just bad vibes. You have to believe me, just bad vibes. Anyways, a little after this, there's a little bit of a falling out in the group. Some drama happens. We have to like cut someone off because they were being a really shitty person. But this Amy girl was really close with them, so it made things a little awkward. Time jump like 2 days after we cut this friend off, like, and all this crazy stuff happens. I'm out celebrating my best friend's birthday, and for the sake of the story, again, just to protect everyone's names, I'm gonna call my best friend Harry. So it's Harry's party, we're all having a good time, and he says, like, oh, do you see that waitress over there? She's really pretty. And I look over, and lo and behold, it is freaking Amy. So I like turn to him, I'm like, oh, we're not friends anymore. I meant to tell you, like, some crazy drama happened. I'll just tell you after the party. And he's like, what? Okay, like, I can't wait to hear what this is about. Like, that's crazy. But then Amy comes over to us, and right off the bat, she confronts me about said drama and is obviously trying to bring some weird vibe to this party. So I'm just like dealing with it in the best way I can, where I'm just like, smile and wave, boys, but like, you know, like I'm just trying to be nice, even though it was really awkward. But then Amy starts hitting on my friend Harry, and it was so weird. I was just like watching this happen, but I was like, okay, like, all right. Something happened where I had to go home for a second before I could join the after party, and I'm getting updates about more drama that's happening from this other friend breakup and how Amy is involved in it. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. I just saw her tonight and it's really weird because she's hitting on my best friend. Like, what the heck? And he was single, so of course he's like, well, I'm gonna start talking to Amy. I didn't get to tell him what happened that night because I was just trying to enjoy the night. Amy didn't come to the after party, so it was like, whatever, I'm just gonna drop it for now. Next day, I'm hanging out with Harry, and I'm telling him, like, by the way, so this is the drama. So I tell him the tea on that. He's like, oh, well, like, I got Amy's number. We're kind of talking now. And he's like, it sounds like Amy's not really directly involved in this drama. It just sounds like she's a friend of the person involved with the drama. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, like, I get kind of bad vibes from her, to be honest. We get to a point where I'm just like, you know what, like, go and see it for yourself, but just know I have a weird feeling about her. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go see her. So they start dating for a bit, and she's just acting really weird towards me. She's acting like an angel whenever she's around Harry, but when my name gets brought up, she starts acting like a bitch. And then my friend, being a good friend, is defending me, but she's like, no, like, you should cut her off. And me and my friend laugh because we're like, that is not happening. Girl, get off your high horse. But then one day I'm sitting in the car with Harry, and he's like, I really want to know, like, why can't you just even, like, try to be friends with her? And then, like, I'm just angry in this moment, so it all comes out, and I'm like, she's a bitch, she's manipulative, she's so weird around our friends, like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, damn, okay. Well, then the next day, he goes and tells her that I did this. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Now, yeah, I had some issues with my friend saying that, but we have worked past it today, where we kind of laugh and joke about this today, but that's not the point of this. Because after he told this to her, of course, now she had a reason for me to be on her hit list. Like, now she was like, oh, she's talking about me behind my back. So she's like, every time they're around each other, she makes a comment about me. Or if she knows that he's with me, she, like, sends him a text, knowing that I'll see it, because, like, the texts are, like, popping up on the CarPlay in his car. And it was just, like, really weird. But I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna try to repair this drama. I'm just not gonna get involved or talk about her or care, because this person serves me no purpose. Like, there is no reason for me to get worked up over this person. I barely know them. But clearly I knew them enough to kind of have that gut instinct of, like, this person is a bad person. Because I'm in the car with Harry again. We're hanging out like we usually do. And Amy decides to call Harry. And Harry picks up and he's like, hey, I'm hanging out with Rain. This girl, Amy, is like, oh, she, like, basically pulls that, like, I heard this bitch had a lot to say about me in the press, smiley, what's good moment. And I'm just sitting there because I'm like, I, like, really don't care anymore. I'm just like, I don't want to talk about this. You could call me out and say, like, oh, I'm being avoidant to the drama, or I'm the one who started this, but, like, genuinely, this girl really did terrify me, and I wanted nothing to do with her. I did not want to confront her about my problems because she was not somebody I wanted to choose to be around. Let's get that straight. Also, with all the other drama that I was going on with the friend groups and stuff like that, I didn't want to be a part of this new friend group that she was a part of. All those people in there, wasn't rocking with them. So she's like, oh, I heard you're being a bitch, or whatever she said. And I just kind of sat there and I was like, okay. And she was like, you want to fight about it? You want to fight about it? Where are you? Pull up, pull up. And I'm like, I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what do I do? Like, what on earth do I do? And this girl pulls up because she had me added on Snapchat. She saw my location on Snapchat and she was like, you're by the PetSmart. I'm gonna come pull up to the PetSmart parking lot. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm like, what the heck? Even Harry was like, oh my god, like, what? So he's trying to de-escalate the situation and he's talking to her and I start laughing because I'm like, oh my god, like, see, like, this is my moment to be like, I told you so, like, she's nuts. Anyways, they fight it out or they talk it out, whatever, but then they come to the conclusion that we should go get dinner together and this is how we're gonna resolve our issues, I guess. We go to this dinner. It is the most awkward thing in my life because obviously Amy didn't want to repair anything. She just wanted to keep the drama going. It got to a point where I did say to her, I was like, sorry, it's just because it's like, I've heard this, I'll be honest, and this is what I experienced at the party, and also I feel like you have always just been hostile towards me. And she just kind of goes like, well, I'm sorry you think that way. Like, she doesn't even want to try to work things out. And I'm getting frustrated because at this point, I really don't want to work things out with her either. So I text Harry. Like, I go to the bathroom and I text Harry. I'm like, this is not working. Like, maybe I should just, like, you know, mind my own business for a bit. Nothing against you, but, like, if this is, like, the girl of your dreams, then, you know, have fun. Like, I'm done here. And he's like, damn, okay. I don't see my friend for like 2 months, and then he texts me and he's like, oh, Amy and I broke up. And I was like, oh, really? And this is more of his side to tell, but like, she just did some crazy shit and he got the same treatment that I got, basically. So yeah, sorry, it's not like the juiciest thing, but it's the fact that like never in my life have I had a problem with the person to the point where they said they were going to fight me. Like, that's crazy. Okay, I won't lie, I don't think I'm gonna get through this entire coloring book tonight because it is getting late and I need to keep my voice down at this point. Like, it is pretty freaking late. It's like midnight. I have one little section left of this part that I'm coloring that I'm gonna work on, and then I'm gonna wrap it up here. Last thing I wanted to say for this video is that I appreciate you so much for making it to the end. I hope you're enjoying our little sleepover session, and if you're getting ready for bed or heading to bed soon, I hope you're feeling extra cozy and you had a lovely day and all the best things are coming your way. I think 2026 is definitely going to be the year that like everybody starts pursuing their dreams. Like, I can feel it in the air. Like, it's just going to be so awesome, and I hope this really kicks off this awesome year for you. Here's where we got, by the way. Their colors aren't in the best order, but I'm kind of happy with it. I just like seeing all the colors on the page. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next one.